Hi, everybody. This is Charles Morgenstern from Pittsburgh, and you're listening to White Cane Connect.
Hey there, PA Federationists. Welcome to another episode of White Canes Connect, presented by the National Federation of the Blind of Pennsylvania. My name is David Goldstein. I am the treasurer of the Keystone chapter. Joining me today is co-host and Keystone chapter second vice president, Lisa Bryant. Lisa, how are you today?
Doing well, David. Gearing up for convention. We have our current state treasurer, a conversation with him, as well as a past state treasurer.
And it is very interesting to hear the difference between the two.
First, we're talking to Chuck Morgenstern. Chuck has actually been a member of the Federation, at least on the national level, dating back to our very first president.
That's right. He joined in 1964 while living in Pittsburgh. And as you'll hear from Chuck, he has held a few positions within several chapters, as well as Lisa said, the state treasurer's position for about 11 years. And after we finish with Chuck and then we finish with Brian, we're going to give you a code. If you're going to the state convention in Pittsburgh this year, we have a discount code for 20% off from one of the exhibitors. So you want to stay tuned to the end to hear that code.
So let's first take a little trip down memory lane with Chuck Morgenstern.
Chuck, thank you so much for being with us today.
Well, I'm glad to see what I can do to help or participate.
Chuck, nice to have you. Before our state convention, it just makes sense to sort of get some history from someone like you who is a long time federationist, and the convention is coming up. We're going to be in your great city of Pittsburgh. So we thought we would just have you on and talk about your years of being in the Federation, what you've done in terms of holding office. I understand you held the office of treasurer, I believe, for many, many years. And maybe we can talk a little bit about this upcoming convention and what you're expecting to see, or what sites maybe people should check out. But first, tell us a little bit about you, Chuck.
I joined the Federation in 1964 joined the Pittsburgh chapter at that time. And once I got in, I immediately got a job as treasurer of the chapter. Well, that only lasted about 4 years because where I was working, I got laid off. I then sent out some applications and applied for a job in Allentown, Pennsylvania at Mack Truck. So that caused me in 1968 to move to Allentown, Pennsylvania, and join the Lehigh Valley chapter, where I served as president of that chapter for a few years and served as treasurer for a number of years. And then I returned back to Pittsburgh in 1996, where I've been living ever since. And of course, I did spend 11 years as a state treasurer from 1999 to 2009.
And that's when you stepped down from holding any NFB office?
That is correct, yeah.
Now, are you originally from Pittsburgh?
I was actually born and raised in McKeesport, which is outside of Pittsburgh, still in Allegheny County.
So a little birdie also told me, Chuck, that you may have been one of the original participants in one of the very early leadership seminars. Is that correct?
Yeah, I think so.
So tell us about that.
Oh, that's still a very interesting experience.
Well, first of all, what year are we talking about?
Now you're working on me. I think it was pretty well near the beginning time of me starting out in Federation.
So was that the first seminar that to your recollection, or just one of the very early years that the Federation was
Even
actually sponsoring it or holding it.
went to Iowa for the leadership seminar with a number of other people from various locations in the country. I think it was the 6th.
Oh, okay. Still very early stage of it.
Yeah,
What can you recall about that?
it was actually an opportunity for Dr. Jernigan, who at that time was our national president, to kind of speak with us, get us to participate in different ways within the seminar to kind of see who would be qualified for maybe a state presidency.
That's interesting. So that was the goal, to see of who could sort of cut the mustard or be
That's a
groomed
good way to
into.
put it. Yeah, that's a good way to put it.
But you did not hold any president position, correct?
No, not on a state level. Never.
Okay.
The only state job I had was 11 years as a treasurer, and then I participated in chapters
Right.
in Pittsburgh and in Lehigh Valley when I lived there.
What people may not know is the names of our affiliates. The way they're named now is not how they were originally named. Give us some background on that.
I like this method. I think it's great. When they came up with the idea on a national level to name each state affiliate the NFB of name of state.
Right.
And I think that's great. It kind of binds us together better.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Give some uniformity.
Yeah.
What was the original name of the affiliate?
He was something on the order of Pennsylvania Federation of the Blind.
You have probably seen a lot of people come and go being a member since the mid-60s.
I've been a member, you could say, on a national level. It covered every single president that was a national president. When I joined, Jacobus Tenbrook was then president of the national.
And he was the original president of the NFB.
That is correct. Followed by Dr. Jernigan, followed by Mark Maurer, and with our current national president.
What has been like the most dramatic or significant change that you've seen over the years?
Well, another effort that I worked on in the Federation is working with groups of parents of blind children. That kind of interested me because you had to get the parents to learn and understand for blind students to achieve something. The parents have to, or it would be a good idea if they really helped the students along and got to understand blindness and the abilities of blind people. And when I was in the Lehigh Valley, we had a rather large parents of blind children group, and they needed a treasurer, which I served and helped them out that way. And there was another woman in the Lehigh Valley that really ran the thing. I didn't mind helping the way I did by being treasurer. Took care of all the money for them and, gave reports at the meetings. And all of the parents got to get a better knowledge of blind people, the abilities of blind people, and figured, well, if other blind people can do it, well, maybe my child should be able to do it. We do have a current, you know, a current parent of blind children or group within the national. And of course, we even have a student division,
Hmm. We have
which
a
is,
lot of divisions nowadays.
yes.
Has that surprised you, how many we have now compared to when you were first coming up?
Well, I think some of them, I guess I have a personal opinion on it, but some of the divisions they have, I don't know if they're really that necessary, but I guess
Do you,
that's a
do you
matter
think
of
we're splitting
opinion.
hairs too much, Chuck?
That's a possibility.
I'm sure it was much simpler back in the
Well, there are
60s.
plenty of issues that deal with blindness and cover, you know, like I said, the parents, the students themselves, um, radio reading services, how it developed, and how we on a national level handle the news line for the whole, for the whole nation.
Stepping back to when you were treasurer, both at a chapter level and maybe at this Parents of Blind Children level, what did you guys do for fundraising? Did you just go out and ask for donations, or did you do actual fundraising events?
Well, when I was in the Lehigh Valley and for the Parents of Blind Children group, we sold entertainment books.
Oh, yeah.
And of course, me working at Mack Truck, take a sheet in, pass it around to all those that worked in the same department I worked in, and probably sold somewhere in the neighborhood of about 80 those entertainment books every year. And that gave us $5 for each book
Hmm.
Wow.
that went to, went to the Parents of Blind Children group.
So we currently don't have a Pittsburgh chapter.
That is correct.
Are you involved with the Jigsaw chapter?
I don't even really know what that is.
I guess that's our at-large.
I know what you mean now. Well, I guess I feel I'm kind of retired. So I'm getting up pretty much up there in age. It's been a number of years since I've been to a national convention and or a state convention.
Oh, but you'll be joining us this year, right? Is this right down the street, right?
Well, yeah, so to speak.
Yeah.
Um, I'm going to participate a little bit in the senior group, which they're trying to organize. I guess they figured the old man might know something.
Both about being old and blind, right?
If you don't mind, Chuck, how old are you?
89. I'll be 90 next summer.
Oh yeah, you need to come. We need to glean from you, sit at your feet and get some of that wisdom. Share some of those stories. This is like living history.
Oh, it was fun doing it. I didn't mind doing all that work. It didn't bother me. I figured it was
Yeah.
helping the organization, not helping people out also. I was anxious to get the parents to have a better understanding of blindness.
So that's still sort of an important cause is helping parents.
Well,
Sounds like.
yeah, that way they can help their own children.
So we will definitely see you at that senior fair that first
Yeah,
day.
I'm going to be there then, and then I will be there for the meeting on Saturday. I'm going to come back on Friday late afternoon and stay overnight Friday night and Saturday night and attend a all-day session on Saturday and the Sunday morning business meeting.
Good. So you'll be with us pretty much for the duration. So that's good.
Somewhat. This convention is basically going to run 4 days, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday.
Now, is that different from in the past?
Oh, in some respects, yeah. It was generally maybe late Friday and then Saturday and Sunday morning.
And that's it.
Yeah.
Hmm.
See, but you got more divisions now. In looking at the schedule for this year and talking with Lynn, you got something going on Thursday all day, Friday all day, Saturday and Sunday.
Yeah, they're always very jam-packed.
Yeah.
David is actually our treasurer for the Keystone chapter. So any words of wisdom from one treasurer to another?
As long as you keep the money straight.
I heard some troubling things when you said you were treasurer of the chapter, and then they got you into the treasurer of the Parents of Blind Children. And I know at the blind merchants meeting that we're going to have, it has been suggested that I should be treasurer of that.
Well, you're not a blind vendor, are you?
I have a business, but I am not part of the BEP, no.
Oh, okay. My wife retired at the end of 2001 from the BEP program.
Oh, really? Okay. That was very good for her.
Yeah, and me too. It gave me an excuse to use the computer a little bit. I used to do her reports for her.
Oh, okay.
To send into the state. And of course, I kept track of a lot of stuff on the computer for our accountant.
Well, Chuck, you have any parting words for us?
I think it'll be nice when I get over to the convention to see some people that I haven't seen for a number of years, quite a few of them.
Mm-hmm.
And there are some certain people I'll be looking for.
We will see you in Pittsburgh, Chuck.
All right, I appreciate that, and thank you.
Thanks so much to Chuck for stopping by and giving that insight from decades and decades of experience within the NFB of Pennsylvania. Very interesting stuff he had to say, especially about the name change of the affiliate.
Yeah, I did not know that. And it's just always nice to have what I like to call living history, just to be able to hear directly these stories of how the Federation has changed over the years. And it's just always a great opportunity to hear from some of our, I won't say old timers, but some of our veterans. See what I did there? Veterans Day coming up also.
There you go.
Within the Federation.
So switching gears now, as Lisa said earlier, we had a previous treasurer. Now we're going to step and talk to current treasurer, Brian Mackey, and he's going to talk a little bit about the PAC plan. And Lisa, it was interesting talking with Brian about that as well.
Yeah, Brian has been a PAC advocate for a long time, and he gets real excited about. I've noticed him at different conventions going around and I don't want to say peddling, but encouraging participation in the PAC program, and he will tell us what PAC stands for.
Let's listen to the PAC advocate right now. Brian, thanks so much for joining us today.
Oh, Ben, my pleasure.
Welcome back, Brian. You are no stranger to White Canes Connect, but as the PAC coordinator, we wanted to get you back on to talk about PAC and the state convention coming up. But before we get into that, just remind folks, or maybe even for the first time, let people know a little bit about you. Just give us a brief background of you and how you came to the Federation and your role in the Federation now.
Sure. So back in I definitely be 02, I a representative from the New Jersey Commission of Blind or somewhere through that organization connected with the New Jersey Federation, and I was a member there for a good number of years up until the move to PA back in 2018. I currently serve as the affiliate treasurer for Pennsylvania, along with being the state PAC plan coordinator, among other responsibilities.
Right, because you do a lot of web design for quite a few chapters. How many chapters are you webmaster for?
I do, in addition to PA, I do a total of 12 pay affiliates plus 3 national division. I might be hailing that down sometime in the future.
Tell us about PAC, Brian. Some people may not be familiar with what PAC is.
Sure. PAC is a program done through the National Office. It stands for Pre-Operating Contributions. It's where individuals, say affiliates, or national divisions, village chapters, and even those not connected with the Federation can contribute automatically on a monthly basis, a minimum of $5 per month or 10 to 15 cents a day, which helps the national organization do a wide range of programs, such as distribute free literature, funding the free white team program, funding the free house program, lead about the national scholarship, and so much more.
So how long have you been coordinator of PAC?
For Pennsylvania, I've been coordinator for about 3 years.
And our convention's coming up in Pittsburgh. Will you have a presence there? Will people be able to?
Definitely during general session.
So how does it work when someone wants to make a donation? I guess it's is it a pass through? So you collect the money and then it automatically goes to national? How's that work?
The way that works, there's a form that you have to complete online, and that URL is nfb.org/PAC. And on that form, you put in all your contact information and indicate if you're a new or existing contributor, and then how much you want your contribution. If you're a brand new PAC contributor, you'll enter in your financial information, and then they'll keep that on file for whenever you need to increase or decrease your PAC plan contribution. And that can be done through a checking account or even a debit or credit card. And for those individuals who don't want to do it via the online form, they can either send an email to pac@nfb.org or by dialing 1-877-632-2722. The last bit stands for NFB 2 PAC.
Okay, and we'll put all that stuff in the show notes so you can just tap that and do that easily there. So basically, when you're going to be at general sessions signing folks up, you're basically helping them fill out the form to get them started in it. It's not like you're collecting money for it. It's just doing that, right?
Yeah. I'll have the whole PAC computer probably in the back room, but people can also do it on their own if they want to, on their own devices. Whether it be their computer, their iPad, their iPhone, what have you.
So, Brian, how else do you get? I know the conventions are always the best place to, kind of encourage participation in PAC because you get so many people in one full swoop. But are there other times of the year or events or whatever? What other ways are you reaching out and spreading the word about PAC?
I think convention is the primary way. I might do during our affiliate hot with me at national convention. Our way is mainly remind people of different periods throughout the year during email and encouraging that the chapter encourage their members to sign up. Currently, if you want to go over what current PAC figures are, currently PA is ranked number 20 at $655 a month with 25 participants. I would love it if we can go up to at least $725 a month at convention.
And that would maybe push us to what position?
That will push us up to number 18. So we'll be jumping over 2 feet. If we can do more, that will be even better. For those of you who were ever been to national convention, you hear talk about PAC. He said, "Okay, we're at amount, but I want more.
And do you get to use the cool music that they use at National Convention?
The past couple years, no, but I'll talk to Joe, see if he can rig something up, and because the music that National has for those to have, they will have to obtain that from Chocolate Bar.
Well, you heard it here, folks. Our challenge is to move up in our position. We are currently number 20, you said, Brian?
Correct.
All right. And after convention, if we move up to notch 18, you will make Brian Mackey and the NFB as a whole very happy. But it's really not about position as much as it is full engagement. And PAC is an easy way to stay engaged, stay supporting. Because once you sign up, you don't think about it, unless, of course, you want to increase your contribution. But at least you've got something going, and you don't have to worry about writing that end of the year check or monthly, whatever it is. It's just kind of taken care of once you sign up, right, Brian?
Right, and as I said, you don't have to be a member of the Federation to contribute. It can be family members, it can be your co-workers, it can be company, for example, in addition to NFB members, chapters, divisions, affiliates.
Anything else you want to kind of leave a sort of encouraging word to folks attending the convention this year?
The agenda will be on the state website. We look forward to seeing you in Pittsburgh, and I'll leave you with my rendition of the PAC song. You gotta suffer through it. Get on the PAC plan. Sign up today. We need your contribution right away. To fund a movement, it must be done. Our battle can be won.
Awesome.
Thank you, Brian.
Thanks, Brian. Thanks again to Brian for stopping by and giving us all the PAC information we could pack away.
PAC is a very easy way to support the Federation, and you do not have to be a member of the Federation in order to participate in the PAC program.
It's really important to get on board with that again, because it just gives an idea to the National Federation of the Blind on the national level, an idea of how much money they're going to have coming in and what they can do with that money as it rolls in. So a very important thing. And if you're going to the convention, please reach out to Brian and get on board with that. Also, if you're going to the convention, I was speaking with Kevin Cross from the Essential Cane Keeper today, and he is going to be exhibiting in the exhibit hall, where else, at the state convention. For the first 20 people that go to his table in the exhibit hall, he is going to give a 20% discount. Here's the code. Are you ready? You don't need to write it down. Just remember where you heard it and you'll know the code. It's White Canes Connect. Tell them that you heard about the discount there and he will hook you up 20% off your purchase from him.
That is so great of Kevin. You see what it's a good thing that we had him on. How long ago was it?
Almost a year ago. And I will link to that episode in the show notes if you want to check out that episode with him and Victoria Herrera. And you can listen to that about blind entrepreneurs. It was a great episode. It actually is our #1 downloaded episode. And again, I will link to that in the show notes.
Thank you, Kevin, for that.
If you want to get a hold of us, we'd love to hear from you. Please reach out via phone 267-338-4495. You have up to 3 minutes. Record your name, your town, your question, your comment, your show ideas, tips. If you've got a review of the show, whatever you've got, please let us know. 267-338-4495. We'd love to hear from you, and we'll use it on an upcoming episode.
If you want to email us with any feedback, suggestions for future shows, you can email us at whitecanesconnect@gmail.com. Otherwise, thanks, Brian. Thank you, Chuck. Can't wait to meet you, Chuck, in Pittsburgh. Bye, everybody.
Thanks so much for listening. Take care.